this is my review on Rebel Moon. I thought the movie was pretty alright. I enjoyed watching it. If you watch my list of anticipated movies for 2023, it was on my list. It was bottom because I didn't know what to think, and I thought it looked pretty interesting. It was like a space adventure, but directed by Zack Snyder. I've had heard rumors that this was originally going to be a Star Wars movie, but it was rejected by Lucasfilm or something because it was too violent or something. But I don't know. So the movie starts out with a girl named Cora, and she's like a farmer. So yeah, there's a lot of parts that are similar to the first Star Wars movie. Like there's a farmer, they go to a bar to find a rough guy, and then they go to another place, and then they find an evil guy. So there's parts that are similar to Star Wars. I will admit, I love the space alien creatures. I thought they were pretty interesting how they did that. If you know Zack Snyder, you know he's likes to direct everything all dark and gloomy. Like it's a habit from Zack Snyder. Like when you look at like the costume designs are a bit bleak. Everything's all dark and gloomy. It's very Zack Snyder. He also, if you know his slow mo camps, you know there's a lot of those. Now, Cora is a very interesting character. She's rough, and there's a whole backstory of how she used to join the evil army, but then she had to leave. They didn't explore how she left, but they did explore her backstory a bit. But there's a lot of unanswered question. Like there's a story about a princess. So yeah, what's the story behind that? But after that, she leaves with her friend guy. I forget his name, but he goes on the adventure with her and tries to stop this evil general. And you know how the Star Wars soldiers are kind of supposed to be like their version of Nazis, but they're not really Nazis? Well, the villain literally dresses up like a Nazi, which is pretty crazy. Like, he looks like something Indiana Jones would punch. But so Cora goes on this adventure with her guy friend to find these other warriors that's a lot people have compared to like Seven Samurai or Magnificent Seven, which is Magnificent Seven is like a remake of Seven Samurai, but and it's funny because there's another Star Wars space adventure idea that kind of tries to be like Magnificent Seven. So she tries to find these warriors who are pretty interesting. And there's a fight with a spider creature, which is pretty freaky looking. And they want revenge, but then they had to take the spider creature down, and then they all team up because they want to avenge what they did, because they want to avenge their loved ones because the evil army tries to take over. I forget what the evil army is called, but yeah, there's a lot there because I watched it, but there's a lot of parts I had trouble paying attention to, and a lot of parts that I was hard for to follow. I don't know if that's me, but there's a lot of parts that I'm like, hmm. But anyways, so there's one guy who was the guy who was in Pacific Rim. You remember that guy? He plays a character and he betrays the spoiler alert, but he betrays them and tries to get the money because Cora used to be this soldier working for the evil army, but then they fight back. There's a vicious fight between the evil general guy. I forget his name, but there's a but yeah, I think the problem with it is that I can't remember. I literally just watched this movie and I have trouble remembering the characters' names. But yeah, and I said I liked it. I watched it and I enjoyed it fine, but I do have trouble remembering some of the characters' names. Like I remember Cora's name, but I forget the other ones, and I just watched this. Oh, that's not good. But anyways, she fights the evil general or commander guy, and then tries. There's a brutal fight with the teeth, and I'm like, ew. And then she takes him down, and then he comes back. Well, the evil general gets rescued by these evil scary guys, and then they plug him in because he's part cyborg. And also, there was a weird part about the tentacle creature. You know, it's weird because there are some parallels between the current Star Wars. Like, there's these interesting space horses, and there's these tentacle creature, which people make fun of in the later Star Wars movies. But anyways, the commander general guy, he gets plugged in because he's part cyborg, and then he talks to this person who's like an evil leader, and apparently the main character Korra is his daughter, and well, not the evil general guy that she fought, a different guy, but yeah, I wonder what's gonna happen about that. Well, and all the troops, all Korra and her new allies try to team up, and they go to her village, and they try to find out what's the next plan to do. And I saw the recent trailer, and it looks pretty epic. But yeah, anyways, that's my review on Rebel Moon. It was a pretty interesting movie. I guess my only criticism is that I have trouble remembering the characters and the characters' names. I really wanted this movie to be good because Zack Snyder has been trying to do better with his movies, like his Snyder Cut of Justice League and Army of the Dead had good reviews, so I wanted this movie to be really good. But it was pretty good. I mean, some of the actors do a good job with their parts, and I like the creature effects. It's interesting for a Netflix film. This has a big budget, and I like the spaceship and alien designs, but that's really I can think of. A lot of it's filmed very dark and bleak, which is very traditional for a Zack Snyder movie. But what did you thought? Did you like the movie? Did you didn't like the movie? I enjoyed it. I have the characters are some of the characters I have trouble remembering, but there were some good characters I really enjoyed. But what did you thought? Well, that's my review on Rebel Moon, and see you next time.